veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. 'Cause I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. Oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. La, 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 la. I've been driving this train, Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning, this particular edition of the Blue Morning Show, where we're still following the chosen manager hunt. It's everywhere right now, a bit confusing, and you can say somewhat similar to the last time we searched for a manager, because, yeah, we have one candidate who's referred to as the mystery candidate. So it gets interesting even more. But more importantly, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all. And today we are going to be serious with the rules. If what you're saying isn't aligned with the current topic, we're not going to read it. Only, more importantly, one person, dedicated person. Vic is the only person that has the right to bring an update aligned to the current topic, and I'll read it. If you deviate, I'm going to skip your comment. You have every right to have a good conversation with someone in the chat. That's why we're here. You can converse with people, but we're not going to pay attention to what you're saying if you skip, if you don't, if your contributions are aligned with the current topic, it will be skipped. So we'll talk about Hansi Flick, a few other items we have lined up. We'll get to them in a bit. Let me just say hello to those of you in the chat, because that's how we operate here. And in the chat, the first person here was Ivan Dot, who says, why beat around the bush? You know who we want. Just spare the time and name Mr. Ruben Amorim, and then let's all rest our case. You think it's Ruben Amorim? I know he's on the. I know probably people are just suggesting that he's a mystery guy on the list. I'm not sure. Some are saying lots of names have been mentioned as a mystery guy. I think it's just journalists added that to make it more interesting. And apologies, we don't have our intros on this particular system, and we're not going to use the old intro on this particular system. We will wait until we're ready with the new one. Yep, Tiba, but nice to see you. Let's see, will the club hire him, Mr. Taba? I don't know. And my bro Vic is in the house. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Vic, I hope you're doing well. Yep, bright and early. Happy Friday to you too, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And yes, what's buzzing, Vic? Always nice to see you. Big up, Aka. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And I have Jerry in the house. Before we go ahead, I'm going to ask, Jerry is going out again, so I'm going to wait till he comes back. Looks like he has a connection issue. And Constantine Dante, big up to you, Dante. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. How are you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Jerry, I'm going to just keep this question simple right now. The manager hunt, it's becoming more interesting. We now have one more addition to the list. We have a mystery option. And then we also do have Thomas Frank. And I thought he wasn't in the running to become our next manager, but he's there. But the question I want to ask you, who do you think is the mystery candidate? People are saying it's Ruben Amorim. Some are even mentioning Jose Mourinho. But let's hear you. Maybe they're going by the definition given as a mystery candidate there. He's established. That's the most important thing. And with that said, one would be inclined to believe that, yeah, it could be Jose Mourinho. But let's hear you, Jerry.
Good morning, good evening, Coachella, the audience of the Chelsea perspective. Interesting times ahead.
Yeah, indeed.
So, to answer this question, of course, first we have to understand the question. The question
Hmm.
talks about mystery, so it's also is a mystery for me, right?
Hmm.
So if I have to guess, I will take two names: Jose Mourinho and De Zerbi, as those mystery candidates.
Okay, go ahead.
And just recently, 15 minutes or so, it's not reported by the journalists, but all the newspapers are breaking because of the odds. Like Jose was 40-1, and now it's slashed to what, 6-7 by 2. So he's right up there, Jose Mourinho. All of a sudden,
Are you
if you check
serious?
the if you check, it's reported all over in the last 15 minutes everywhere that Jose Mourinho is that guy. If we believe that is true, it's just broke 15 or minutes or so ago. So I won't be surprised. I'll be very happy if it's Jose Mourinho. If we see the list and Jose Mourinho, of course, we can always talk about how he will fit with this ownership and all that. But we don't care. We want Jose Mourinho back at this time when the
Uh,
club is
I
struggling.
wouldn't say I want him. But I know he will achieve results, and it would take a lot for him to come to an agreement with the new owners. If he does, I think it will fix a lot instantly, and we all know there's no way he'd be here he'd be here for 3 years at least. I don't think it's possible. But if the owners eventually hire him, I think it will be telling. I think that tells everyone that would tell everyone, yeah, yeah, they really want to win. So they want to fix things as quickly as possible, then maybe look for a long-term manager. But do I think it will happen despite the odds that you've just mentioned? I don't see that happening, but that's just me anyway. But go ahead with your
Correct. No, I'm
question.
not saying it's happening because you mentioned. So
I
I
know you
said
did say it's happening. I'm just
it's a
saying my opinion,
possibility.
but go ahead.
It was great to see his name. It was great to see that he's mentioned. Of course,
Mhm,
when with all the new managers, young upcoming McKennas, Enzos of this world,
mhm,
so a lot of fans are not really buying into that. I'm in the middle. I am, because I'm a person who embrace change and innovation. So I am okay with these managers, but at the same time, to be very precise, I'll say a little too quick for my liking to go for McKenna's of this world. It's a little too early. It's has a lot of risk attached to it. So if this is the list in that context, right? Because context
mhm,
matters. I'll be very happy with the Jose Mourinho. The overall, you can say. In the culture of Chelsea, the fans, the feeling they are down, the confidence level, the momentum, the happiness is lost as of now to a certain section of the Chelsea fan base. So it will of course give the memories, the quick, you can say, turnover, the association, the bonding back with the club. In that regard, it's a good move. It's not my first choice, not even third, fourth choice. But if he is the man, I will take it. He will sort out the defense, which is very important for a new team. You always start from the defense. That's what I have learned. People have different ideas. And so I would be delighted. I mean, it's a Hollywood script. He'll come back. I understand that it might not last, but whoever comes here, it's a big question mark. I don't see that coach if it's McKenna,
but
Enzo.
do you understand my point when I say he will? I think he will he will maybe educate or maybe let's tell a lot of people that yeah, the owners they really want to win, and they realize that maybe they need to stabilize the ship first before deciding to sail to whatever they want to sail. Because if the ship isn't stable, you can't sail to whatever you want to sail. That's the analogy I used before at the start of the season, and I think it would make sense if they do that. I know a lot of people wouldn't like it. I don't think they'd bring him in for long term. Probably short term to help them stabilize things. So go ahead if you were still speaking. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, sir. You can always come anytime. It's your show, sir. So yeah, I mean, just because you can see, as I'm sure, as this show will progress, you will also come up, put the news of Mourinho. It's trending right now. I'm not saying it's happening. We don't know. Since Poch is sacked slash left by mutual consent, what 2.5 days from now, we are linked with what already 10 managers, right? So it's not a surprise. So I don't know. To answer the mystery, I just said Mourinho because just as of now, as we speak, his name is all over, and you can
Mm.
confirm that. So who knows? If they say it's a big manager, a mystery manager, big profile, so it's Mourinho. And of course, De Zerbi is not a big profile, but I mentioned De Zerbi in the context that if we compare him with McKenna and Enzo Maresca, so of course De Zerbi has 2 year experience in the Premier League, and already around 8 to 9 years experience as a head coach in his footballing career. So perhaps these two. So yeah, so it's interesting. So I would prefer a experienced manager right now, because the team is already very young, right? It's very young. It needs to be nurtured. We don't want a very young team, or the youngest team as of now in the Premier League, with a very young manager with less experience. Personally, I don't think so. It's a good strategy, but this is my personal opinion. At the same time, as I was speaking to some friends behind the scenes, that I'm okay to trust the board what they are doing for one more time, because I'm a positive person. I don't want to make things complicated. I don't want the club uh, I don't want myself to in any way with my talk to be any kind bring any negativity to the club. But I have so many reservations, but I'll see how they analyze what is their strategy, because at the same time I embrace change. I know the game is evolving. Maybe they are doing something we don't understand as of now. Maybe they have a really good strategy. So let's see. Personally, just to conclude, I'll personally go for Ruben Amorim. In my opinion, in
Yeah.
this list, he stands out for me.
Yeah, we will look at the numbers of you can win percentage and everything, points per game of all the managers that we've been linked with and move with. But that's by the way here. Tommy Bryan is saying the bigger coach of Chelsea has so many manager links like a Cuban chain. I am not too worried about the next manager as long as he gets a result. More importantly, yeah, it's a result-driven business. I know people are concerned given the experience of the you can say we're linked with emerging managers. Some of them haven't actually been on the scene since for you can say a considerable amount of time, for lack of a more specific language there. And John, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. John Hand celebrates 3 months of membership. John, congratulations, and then more importantly, thank you. Thank you for being a paid member of the community. Can everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like button and share the button and all become member supporters on here. John, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. Your kind words there. I hope you're doing well. You've been a member for a long time now. I will never forget that. Mourinho, a lot of people are saying I don't think that be the case, but if it happens, then that says a lot about the owners. Amorim is a mystery man. The brown envelopes have been asked not to talk about him until after Sporting's final on Sunday. Wow, that is a reason. You can say I'm inclined to believe that. Yeah, truthfully, his that he is indeed the mystery man. But there's no way to confirm, but it is believable. And Nacho, nice to see you. Big up Manchester United City with Smokey guys on Sunday. We're back in our gift for Kieran McKenna. We're not going to fight with you guys over him. If he prefers to go to you guys, kudos to him. Jose Mourinho links are just by bookmakers since he has he's not engaged right now, for lack of a better language there. And Matros TV, nice to see you once again. I hope you're doing well. I think we might get Amorim after the cup final. He will be announced. It won't be a bad signing, but that's no guarantee. How well he's done at Sporting CP doesn't mean he comes and starts fighting us. And if you like the Mourinho conspiracy, that's mine. So you started it. You're going to the H place definitely. McKenna has 15 years experience. He's 39. 15 years experience as head coach. No, 15 years experience maybe as a, as a staff member of multiple coaches, but that's experience too. You could argue. Common man, Jose is finished. Jose cannot coach young kids. I think that's just your opinion anyway. I think he can coach young kids, but usually he seeks to embed leadership within in the team to help guide the young ones. If it comes in, I think he'll do that, but I don't think it's coming anyway. McKenna is joining United. Don't worry, I'm not too concerned. Let's see where he ends up. How did Mourinho fit into the young coach who plays on the front foot and all that jazz type of football? Maresca is the new coach, in my opinion. You think it's going to be Maresca? Chances are it'd be him, but we'll be reading a few reports lined up here. Let's see what else we have here. This is that time of the year. Jerry, you had to join the chat to say that, right? Okay, but I like it. Thank you for triggering the command there. Sorry, I have to take off the QR code. It's not the correct one. I will make the correct one and put it there. So we'll go back here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Yes, people, go and check out Jerry Z's YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. Lots of delicious content there. I've been there. Bobby, Carlito, a lot of all the cool-headed people who know what they're talking about. I think you have to go check it out. They're all lengthy, but it's that sort of lengthy video that you'd be creeped because the discussions all make sense and you're not going to click off of it until you're done watching. So let's go check it out, please, and help him grow. He's one of us, and you know that already. Let's see anything. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Yes, people, let's get the likes up. We are 26 minutes into the show, and we have 21 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 likes by the time the show ends. We ended with 90 likes yesterday, but the other day I think it's 105 likes. I think we can actually get to 100 likes by the time the show ends today. Only if you decide to like the show. And quickly before we proceed, I want to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you. And that's because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is to take a second and drop a like on the stream for us. That's because the more likes we're gonna, the more YouTube algorithm will be triggered and be forced to push the stream to people who be interested in the topics we have lined up. So let's switch to the presentation screen so that we can share the window. Give me a second here. I think that would be the better way to do it. Let's go like this. A second, please. Yep, let's go with that particular screen there. Let's go, people. Let's go. I think the sharing window has to be the guy here. So, Jerry, let's start addressing the items. The first one rules out Hansi Flick as a possibility, which says Hansi Flick just waiting for Barcelona to inform Xavi soon on their decision to part ways. But that's an interesting way to leave as a manager. He was told that they were going to continue with him come 24-25 season. And now look how this is insulting, really, to a club legend. But it's just my opinion. Making it public, the Hansi Flick is waiting on the flanks so that Xavi will be told to pack his stuff and leave. I think that's not a good way to do this. And then ready to sign in as new head coach. He's only wanted Barcelona for months. Not even talking to Premier League clubs. Now ready for his dream job. Former steps with Xavi to follow. Wow. I don't think this is okay. The fact that they haven't told Xavi that he should pack his stuff and go. And then this guy, it's public now that they're gonna tell him to pack his stuff and go. That Hansi Flick will come in. But more importantly, the reason why we're discussing this is that rules out the possibility of Hansi Flick becoming our next manager out. Jerry, I don't know if you want to talk about that if you're there. Otherwise, I'm going to carry on.
No, I would because anything related to Hansi Flick, I'm probably one of his biggest fans in the world. I can say that, and I'm sure you know by now, right? My first choice. I don't have to go and brag about it. He was and is my first choice. But I know I have made peace that it's not going to happen a long time ago. I was excited for a while, but who knows if there's a big U-turn and something happens. Excellent coach. Everyone has their own opinion. In my opinion, one of the best coach in the world. people look at, just to summarize and be very brief, his recent, the last 1.5 year with Germany as a failure. Yes, it didn't work. We don't have to go in detail. We know Thomas Tuchel
Mhm.
failed it last year. I'm just giving an analogy. Thomas Tuchel is
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
is
with
not
you.
a bad coach. You got it. It was a massive
Yeah, he's
failure
not.
this,
Yeah.
right? So, there are reasons. Yes, he failed. It didn't do. But if you look back his 10-12 record, they were all successful. Actually, he was 7 years. He was an assistant under Low. So people say that the sample size of his success with Bayern Munich is only 20 months, but because he has only worked as a head coach of a big club for that time, if you understand my point. So you
Yeah,
cannot
I'm with
rule
you.
out that he's not good. He was involved largely in his career with Germany as an assistant coach. People only look at his time with Germany. He was an assistant coach from 28 till 2016, something like that, more or less. And then he was a sporting director of German national team as well. So he's in that context a great person who can scout talent as well. And what he did with Bayern, I don't have to say anything. It was an outstanding work, an unbelievable performance. 19 games undefeated in UCL. If someone say that he only did it Bundesliga, 19 games, which is a record in the history of Bayern Munich. Yes, he plays a very, very, very high press, a very, very, very high line. And I agree with you, Kocha, in this aspect that it could be a risk in the Premier League. So since he's
Except
not,
if he tweaks his approach and be a bit more pragmatic, and you can argue the reason why he didn't succeed with the German national team was his lack of ability to be pragmatic as he should be.
yep.
That's his opinion.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how it had worked, but because he's so experienced, so clever, so he was my first choice. So yeah, for Barcelona, just to conclude, because now it's linked, and I support Chelsea. I don't have any association with either Barcelona or Madrid. I watched Barcelona when Messi was there because everyone loves Messi in his prime. I'm sure most of us enjoyed Messi, and most of us also enjoyed Madrid. I mean, as neutrals when Ronaldo was there.
Mhm.
But if he goes there, for me, I will watch Barcelona just for Hansi Flick, and just to see, will he stand up or to my? I mean, will he stand up to my expectation
I
and deliver?
enjoy entertaining football. I have to be
Not
honest with
just
you.
entertaining
Yeah,
football,
I
but
will watch him too.
will
Yeah, but go ahead.
will he achieve? Will he win the league? Because right now Barcelona are struggling. Will
And
he
just
overcome?
breaking news. Breaking news. I got a
Sure,
notification from my ESPN
go
app.
ahead, sir.
So Barcelona, they've announced officially that Xavi. Let me see. Barcelona announced that Xavi will not return as manager, and Sunday's match versus Sevilla will be his final one. So yeah, there you go. Hansi Flick has to jump
Wow,
there.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Coachella, we are talking about Flick, one of my favorite manager, and I believe one of in the world, I could be one of his biggest fan. And you
Mhm.
broke a news for me. It's unbelievable. Live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Chelsea perspective. I know it's not related to Chelsea, but we know that now. I mean, because what we were, this tweet was all about because of this link. It's not realistic that he will come to Chelsea, but now we can completely rule that out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not official
It's
100% that he's going there,
right.
but we can rest assured that Hansi Flick, ladies and gentlemen, most likely is going to be announced soon as the new head coach of FC Barcelona. So if you have time, if you're free next year, if you want to watch anything else than Chelsea, I will
Mhm.
really recommend you to keep an eye on Barcelona and on Hansi Flick. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to share the link to the show on social media to see if we get more people to join us. Right now, we have 36 people following the show on YouTube. In total, we have 88 people. The rest, 20 plus, is following the show on X. If you're following the show on X, you'd be better off joining us here on YouTube and making sure you subscribe. Also, turn on the notification button. That way, you get a chance to win at least $50 every month at the end of every month. If you're a student, that's it. To be clear, there's Xavi out. People are saying that Chelsea should try and hire Xavi. Maybe that chances are he is the mystery guy. We don't know. Maybe they're just waiting to see how his situation with Barcelona pans out.
Coach,
I'm quite sure now that it's official that he's not going to be Barcelona's manager come next season. I'm quite sure that some Twitter Junos will start some rumors there
Yeah.
suggesting that he could be the mystery man, or maybe they just add him to the list because he plays a possession football. But beyond beautiful, intricate football or possession football, there's a lot more to being a manager. And I don't think tactically he's the guy. I've been telling people even before Barcelona found out that, yeah, he isn't really the guy. Just 1 second, Jerry. I'll come back to you in a bit.
No, you
And then
already
we have.
answered that. I was about to ask what you think of Xavi, and you already
No, I
addressed
don't trust
it.
him. Tactically, he's not the guy, in my opinion. Things have changed. As Matt Law has said, all they want is a younger manager. There's no way to confirm that's the truth. But more importantly, Shane, I hope I don't butcher your name. Yep, Shane D'Souza. Nice to see you, bro. Welcome to the community. I think that's the first time I'm seeing you here. And if that's the case, bro, welcome. Feel at home. Express yourself. All we ask of you is just to keep it civil. Your opinion matters here. So thank you for joining. Matt Law said that, but that's not to say for certain that will be the case, but we will find out. And a super fan forever. I like your name. I like your name. We will see if Chelsea announces the secret name soon or not. Exactly. Only time will tell. Why you can say get a headache over it? Just wait. Coach Xavi exposed the club during a presser. He talks too much and he's officially gone now. I haven't listened to any of his presses, but I really would like to know what he said that has led to them deciding to let him go. Honestly, I don't know, but but I get your point, really. Let me see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Can you tell us a bit of what he said? Did he talk about the bribery? I want to know if you talked about that one. I'd like to know. My bro is in the house. Yeah, we both got newborns in the same month, and both are girls. Wow. They have to meet someday. But nice to see you, my bro, Jude, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Hopefully, your next vacation, you plan on visiting Las Vegas. That'd be excellent. Mourinho was 41 when he came to us. That was declared young in his day, and our squad was an average age of 20 was average age at the time was 24 years old. Young, it's not no age is not isn't the issue. Experience, more importantly, is what you pay attention to, and also the potential of the manager. Because if you see someone it's not difficult to really find out that someone is good at something, and you'd know that with a better that well equipped that they do a lot more. Big up to you, to Tobias, wonderful community, and everyone in the chat. These Chelsea players are becoming too good, make any manager succeed. Which was why I said at the time, I'm concerned that the more rehearsed our players become at a time, that the more difficult it'd be to see beyond them to find out whether the manager we have is good or not. So if we suspect that the manager wasn't good at the time, just let him go. Risk reward, yeah. All of them, even the older ones, carry some measure of risk. It's as simple as that. Xavi is available. Are we interested in Xavi? I do not know, honestly. Superfan forever. I honestly do not know. It could be related. Xavi just for coach, but we'll find out. I think Twitter will blow up now with conspiracies. Linus sounds like a name I've always Nigerian name. Linus sounded the two names actually. Sounds like two Nigerian names. I think the mystery man Ruben Amorim is Ruben Amorim is Ruben Amorim. Okay, it would be a nice thing to see him. Let me see, to see him at Chelsea. Ruben Amorim, I think he's a good manager. I think his record speaks for himself. But that's not guarantee that if he comes to Chelsea, he's going to be firing on all cylinders. I mean, it's everywhere. Let's see what else we have here. In Monaco, let's see whether it be him. And I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Big up to you, to Monaco. I hope you're doing well. Amorim fits the criteria of, and most fans approve. Or yeah, so and we've been told that the owners are looking to hire a manager that the fans will approve of. And Amorim is good. The only thing is that he's not been tested in the Premier League. His exploits have all been in the Portuguese league, but that's not to say he comes to the Premier League and does well. After all, Mourinho's exploits at the time were okay, but before time, he was as Louis van Gaal's second at Barcelona, so he's done some coaching work before becoming Porto manager. But here's the thing: who's I mean, who am I to say I can't predict the future? I'm just going to leave it at the fact that every manager carries a measure of risk, if that makes sense. Beyond that, so I'm going to catch up with what we have, and it said, Bobby, if you've been listening and you heard what we've been talking about with regards to Hansi Flick being out of the running right now, clearly since Barca, they've made it clear that Xavi will not continue with them come 24-25 season. And we've also addressed this particular report on the screen. If you can see it, which says Hansi Flick just waiting for Barcelona to inform Xavi on their decision to part ways with them. I'm going to say that's embarrassing, really, because they told them they want to keep him for the coming season, but to go to an extent of it being public that they're waiting to tell him, the our next game will be your last game. We don't want you. We've hired someone else. But Bobby, if you want to come in there before we move on, let's start addressing the items we have lined up with regards to our pursuit of a new manager. You're welcome. And good morning to you, and I appreciate you finding the time to be with us this particular morning. Yeah.
His mentality is everything has got to be the owner's fault, and let's have a go at the owners and all that. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about him, but the issue
Yeah, I
here,
appreciate that. Let's talk about what we're
the,
here to talk
yeah,
about.
exactly. The issue here is that this is the way modern football is going. It's no coincidence that Vincent Kompany is being sought after by Bayern Munich. It's no coincidence that Juventus are going for
Mortar.
Thiago Motta.
Mhm.
The young head coach is the way forward in modern football. Why? Clubs have invested far too much and face far too many financial constraints with the things like PSR in the Premier League, the FFP rulings, and every other nations league are now coming up with stringent measures to salary cap and so on. The
Mhm.
days of the Galacticos manager are over. They're too expensive in terms of their wages, and they're too expensive in terms of their squad demands.
And just
Clubs,
quickly, Bobby, a lot of them don't operate properly under the modern way of structuring football clubs, where the manager don't control everything. But go ahead.
they don't and they can't. You have
Mhm.
somebody come to do work for you, coach, you want to monitor what they do. I know I do. I want to have control over it. Why? Because it's my investment. There's no point having manager XYZ come in and then you fulfill his demands for so and so players. When he leaves, those players can't be used by the next manager coming in who also has demands for so and so players, so and so players. Then you've got to start buying and selling extra. No. The clubs are saying, no, we don't do that anymore. We buy the players and you tell us if you can work with them before we employ you. To me, that's just common sense. They want control over the purchases, they want control over the wage demands, they want the fact that we have a coach who is there to do the technical issues of the team, take the match day press conferences, and train the team. That's their job anyway. All the era of the management came. during I think mainly from the late 70s, certainly in England, from the late 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, where the likes of your Alex Fergusons and your Wengers and so on were basically like sporting directors, stroke managers. They more or less owned the clubs, and the money. Remember the Mourinho statement to Roman Abramovich: "Don't talk, pay." The owners were like ATMs for these managers to go and start drawing money to buy whoever they liked. So they don't want to do that anymore. Modern football is not going to that anymore. It makes more sense. You need to police your expenditures so that the club as a whole do not get into trouble. So, getting back to these young coaches, to me, it's beginning to make a lot of sense. Where the sporting directors will really earn their money, their reputation, and their trust will be on having the nous to select the right young coach. Somebody who, I mean, we've often spoken about how Modric needs coaching. He does need coaching. A lot of these kids at Chelsea need coaching. Now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Pochettino is of that ilk. He will coach you to some extent, but will he give that Tuchel type micromanagement, one to one? You kick the ball like this, not like this sort of coaching. I don't think he was that guy. I'm not saying that's the reason for the departing of ways, but it may be part of it. So, looking at the young head coaches out there, you don't have to have a name. Someone like Kieran McKenna probably has enough experience in terms of his time as an assistant at Man United under Mourinho, his time coaching the Spurs youth, and of course his time in the Championship. He might have the experience enough to do this job. My particular favorite, Enzo Maresca, who was under Pep Guardiola, and we all know what his prodigies turn out to. You just have to look at Arteta. Yet again, another young head coach, as it were, doing well with Arsenal. That is the way forward. Then Thomas Frank, maybe not so young, but he's very much a technical type of coaching person. That really is the way to go. Amorim, I'm not very convinced about his lack of Premier League experience, but as you've rightly said, um, he may not need that. This is where the sporting directors earn their money. Now, I was very much opposed to Roberto De Zerbi until, if you notice, I started posting assistants to this coach. Now, if I see De Zerbi at Chelsea with someone like John Terry as one of his coaching staff, or Steve Holland or Jody Morris, I'll have more confidence. Another thing the clubs are doing, particularly Chelsea, is that they are getting rid of the days where the Galacticos coaches will turn up with an itinerary of coaching staff. You don't need that. I remember when um, Ancelotti came to Chelsea, he came alone. He came to work with Chelsea coaching staff. He had Ray Wilkins, and after Wilkins, it was Paul, forgotten his name now. Paul, oh, what's his name that he took to Real Madrid? Paul Clement. And then at one point, he had Michael Emenalo with him. So he worked within the Chelsea structure. And the owners are now creating their own the club coaching staff. Like they got this guy from Brentford. I'm really hoping and praying they get an ex Chelsea. We need that in our squad. You need your either John Terry, your either Jody Morris, bring him back, or Steve Holland, bring him back. That is assuming these people want to come back. Um, in as part of the coaching staff. Now, if we have that sort of structure, I wouldn't be too scared of a deserby type person that is assuming we go there. So, the doors are open, the selection is wide. It all depends on the ability of the sporting directors, who are key now in modern football, to be able to say, okay, this is the guy that can get us to the promised land through coaching the teams we have given him. It was very interesting for me to discover that, you see, this Arnie Slot that that's gone to Liverpool. We were after him. He was on the list when we went for Pochettino. So listen, this is the nature of the beast. The layer of the land has changed. So all these people saying, "Oh, this is the worst thing since whatever." The doomsday merchants. Oh, Chelsea don't know what they're doing. Oh, a young coach will never be able to do. No, no, no. Think again and have the astuteness to see what is happening. Read the room, or in this case, read football and see where the wind is now blowing. The days of that Galacticos coach business is over. Nobody wants them anymore. And I'm pretty sure when Ancelotti finishes at Real Madrid, they're going to do the exact same thing.
All right, because they're looking at Xavi. So let's see,
Yeah.
Alonso. Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby, for that. I appreciate you taking the time to speak on that particular topic. I'll come back to the panel in a bit, but I want to catch up with some of the stuff we have. I can read everything. If your topic isn't aligned, I will skip it, except if it's aligned. And let's see what else we have. Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with the Xavi Alonso news. We've talked about it. Benjamin, thank you for the update. Benjamin, all you have to do is just use less do not use all caps when you're typing. Yeah, I like how you spell Guardiola there. Guardiola was never tested in the Premier League, yet he did the incredible as well as Klopp. Liverpool new manager too is
Exactly.
good. It's still without Premier League experience. Let's give Amorim the chance. Not just look, Amorim may not be the guy they end up hiring, but rumors are that he is the mystery candidate on the list, and they're just waiting for him to play the cup final he has, I think, on Sunday. Then they give him they start talking with him, or maybe they've already started talking with him, or
Okay.
just
Coach,
and just keep.
just a second, important. I have to run back to work, so
No
thank you for
worries.
having me. Please like and subscribe. Enjoy the stream. Come on, you Blues!
Yeah, thank you so much. And they're just keeping everything on the
Very
right
good.
wraps. But you never know. We'll find out. We need Osimhen not Gyökeres. Let's see what happens. Please keep the topics aligned if you want me to read whatever you have there. Top class managers like Flick was always going. Who told you he rejected you? He's been waiting for Barcelona, which was why we didn't talk to him. And chances are, and we were told we don't want those type of managers actually. So it's up to you to think that's the case. It's your opinion and you're entitled to it. Kishan, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And Danny Music is saying our only choice is Ruben Amorim for us. The other managers are nope. Okay, that's your opinion, but let's see what happens. He may well end up being McKenna, and we're not the only ones that want him. Actually, United want him, and rumors
United
are
have
that they've
started to
spoken.
approach him.
Yeah, they've spoken to his camp. They've spoken with his camp. So let's not feel like it's a given that we get him. Actually, if we really want him, we have to move fast. But let's see what happens. And some rumors are suggesting that people close to him are saying that he's saying if United offers him the job, he'd take it. Although the rumors are everywhere. Some are saying that he prefers Chelsea over United, but we don't know which is the truth. Well, we'll find out. Yeah. Hello to you too, JC. Nice to see you. It's Friday, so chances are you're still at work. You do want Tuchel, but Tuchel, I don't see that happening. We've been told. If it happens, okay, I'll take it. I just wanted to do something. Salute to you too. Let's see anything else to address. Yeah, big up to you too, Willie Blessed. I hope you're doing well. And the question is, who is my number one preferred manager? None of the ones we've been linked with. But if I'm going by what the managers have done, Amorim has the best record in terms of winning percentage and all that. We'll look at that in a bit. So I'm trying to breeze through what we have in the chat here to get to that as soon as possible. Anything else to address here? There's people having good conversations. I like that. Let me see. From Moneko here saying, let them have McKenna. I don't want another. How you know he's going to be a puppet? How you know? But you're entitled to your opinion anyway. We move on. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. So I want us to get this. But before we get that, I'm quite sure Roger, I've never, there's hardly a time where he just joins the show and it happens that he's not been listening. I'm quite sure he's been listening all the while. So I'm going to go to Roger in a bit. Let me just include Jude on the new scene. Otherwise, he'll be speaking and you can't hear him. So let me just add him and then change windows. Who's that having this show? Okay. This guy is gone. We need to take off blue board analysis is gone. Replace him with Jude there. It makes sense now. A lot of people put Jude. Okay. There you go. So Roger, I'm quite sure you've been listening. It has happened on occasions, but there's hardly a time where you join the show without the fact being that you've been listening. If you want to come in anywhere before we start addressing the items we have lined up, you can comment. Konnichiwa, aloha, assalamu alaikum. What am I missing here?
Namaste.
Okay, let me just leave a few for you.
How is everyone? Hola.
I can't complain. Hola, senora.
Always a pleasure to hear Bobby's voice and yours. I have to say that.
Yeah, you just have to add mine so that I can feel better, right?
Grudgingly. Bobby, always a pleasure. I'm sorry, who else is on the panel? I can't really.
It was Jerry, but he's at work.
Yeah. Actually, I have Jerry, get your gluteus maximus back here. I have a thing to pick with you, old bean. But listen, but seriously, yeah, I pretty much concur with Bobby. I would say because let's look at it this way. 7 years ago, give or take a year, we got N'Golo Kante for 30 million, and I thought that was monopoly.
A lot of money.
I thought it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I think probably the average starting median salary for the top end clubs are 40, 50 minimum. So yeah, I agree. There's so much more money now involved in the game. It seems I don't know what it's going to be in the future. I don't think it can continue on this pace, but you never know. But I still think as years go by, you're still going to have a Galacticos manager. It's going to be less probably, Bobby. But, let's say McKenna turns out in 10, 15 years' time to be another Pep, hypothetically. I'm just using his name out of the hat. Well, guess what? And if he proves that he's very good with player personnel decisions, he'll be given the reins slowly but surely. Probably not to the frequency that we've seen it lately in the last 10, 20 years. Mm-hmm. But I still think that you're going to have Galactico managers. Obviously, you're going to have managers that are unknown that are going to work their way into the elite levels. And I
wanted to do a tap-in, but you just go ahead, ruined it for me. Go ahead.
But it's true though, and
it makes sense. Here's the thing, if you don't mind, just a few seconds here. Achievement defines elite managers. Achievement is what will define elite managers, and so you're very correct. There will always be elite managers because since what defines elite managers are the things they've won. So there will always be elite managers out there. But
or even a manager that, let's say, doesn't win as much as frequently, but he has shown over the years with his football directors or sporting directors that his personnel decisions are being spot on. I think once they prove that, they'll be given the reins more and more. But I agree, though, probably not to the extent and frequency as we've seen lately. But I still think there's always going to be big managers that will want to be retained. The other thing is I wanted to address. You chaps are talking. You were talking about Flick earlier, and that's where Jerry's ears are going to be burning.
Yeah, he's going to.
I just realized That's the chap that was bloody Germany's manager. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
even get out of the group stages. And yet,
Yeah.
to me, it's like, listen, you know my feelings about managers. A manager is a small portion of the equation. I believe the majority of the equation is handed to the players. They should get most of the credit and most of the blame. But you know what, though? If I mention Southgate, you guys will be rolling your eyes. You guys will be stuttering. Yeah, exactly. But if he had a German name, if his name was Gert Suttengate, as opposed to, you know, Harold, Flinkengate, guess what? You'd be criticizing him. There's no way on this earth that you would be, not you per se, coach, everyone. I'm talking about the collective. The you chaps would
Yeah,
be.
I've always been skeptical of Hansi Flick.
Well, I'm just using that example. This is the chap
Yeah, I
that
know.
was the main number 2 man for Germany. Didn't get out of a group stage. Then he was the main man, the number 1 head coach for Germany. Still didn't get out the. And what did he win? What has he won? Bayern with who? With a bloody 1-team league that have won 11 consecutive until this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just putting it out there because you know what? I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. Because you look at Southgate, not that I want him as a manager. I'm not bigging him up. I'm just telling you facts. He's got to a semi-final, a final, and a quarter-final. And by the way, the last 2 major tournaments, we've lost and been eliminated on penalties. Okay? One.
You can just say some people aren't just made for international football. Some aren't made for
Well,
club football either.
No, it's you know what? Yeah, it's a different form of football, but I'm sorry. You know what it boils down to? The bloody players not executing. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because, and this is why I'm going to say something. Why I'm going to burn Jerry's ears because Carlito and I forgot the other American chap. I forgot his name.
Jesters?
Really nice. Yes. Jesters. They were on. I think it was his show a couple of months ago, and they were belittling British English football, saying it's the long ball, and the English didn't even invent the game. Well, and they were mentioning the Chinese old game. Well, if you look at the Chinese game, guess what? That had 6 goals in it, and I think 4 in the center of what you would call a pitch. It's not even.
Let's bring it back to our conversation.
No. No. I just want to listen. I'm going to drop. I just want to say it's not even the same game, So, and guess what? They were saying that we have the long ball, this and that. Well, you know what? Guess what? Did they watch in the 70s when we were winning the majority of the Champions League? Guess what, gentlemen? It was Liverpool, Forest, Aston Villa. They didn't use the long ball, gentlemen. So you know what?
Yeah.
I find that's what I'm talking about. There's a prejudice and a bias, and you know what?
I mean, we don't have to bring it up here. We don't do that here.
No. I'm just saying no, and I find that actually insulting because guess what? It's like he's backing this Hansi Flick chap, regardless of his nationality, but he hasn't done Jacques Chirac. He hasn't. Listen, I don't know much about him. I haven't followed German football. I don't really follow it. I only follow the Premier League for the most part. But it's like this guy. You can say he didn't excel in international, but guess what? Southgate has, and yet he's ridiculed constantly. So I just want to bring that up. That it's valid. There's a hypocrisy involved here. That's what I wanted to say because I found it really amusing. That this chap was bigging him up.
In all honesty, Roger, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think it's necessary. We're just having a conversation.
No.
I
But you
told
get
them
my
also,
point, no.
I told them I don't like Hansi Flick because I don't think he'd do well in the Premier League.
I don't know enough. I don't know.
And I've mentioned severally his exploits as a German national team manager. It exposed him as a manager. I'm just saying I don't think it's necessary to go to talking about nationality.
Bobby mentioned something. I only found that out, I think, last night or the night before. He's right. Arne Slot and I think Vincent Kompany, along with Poch, was our top 3 candidates. I don't remember Kompany being on that list or Slot.
He was.
I just don't recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember that, but yeah, the press has been talking about it the last day or so, and I was actually quite shocked to hear Company was on that list. I don't recall that, but yeah, I don't know much about Arnie Slot. I know, listen, he's gone to Liverpool anyway, but when it comes to the favourites, I couldn't tell you. I haven't followed Ipswich. I haven't followed most of these managers that have been mentioned. I'm a bit worried, to be honest with you, that
It's. I mean, it's natural to be worried because these managers are all unproven. It's a risk.
yeah,
It's
or they don't have Premier League experience, with maybe De Zerbi being the only one, and I find that disconcerting to a certain extent. I find that worrisome, but
Mhm.
never know. As I said before, we're going to have to hit the lottery, to hit, because we've got to hit the ground running. It's that simple. Otherwise, the pressure on our new manager slash head coach is going to be woeful. We parted ways mutually with a coach that I thought was on the upswing, and it doesn't bode well that right now we've got a hard reset. Let's be honest. It's I don't know. Do you have a favorite right now? Who
No,
would
I
you
don't.
want?
I don't.
I don't
But if
either,
I had to
coach.
choose, I would choose Amorim. He has a better record going by his
No,
record.
that's true. But he employs a back three, right?
Yeah, I know. And here's the shocking thing. Even Thomas Frank is still on the list. Let me just catch up with what we have there. I'll come back to the panel. Yeah, it. I think we just can only hope
Would you
and
have
pray
a
for the
problem
best.
with Thomas Frank?
I don't know why I'm not why if I even actually if you ask me, but I think I wouldn't say for certain that I won McKenna over him or what's his name or Maresca over him. Maresca probably leaning towards him, given that he's learned from Pep Guardiola. He's won the B Premier League and how well he did with Leicester City. But I'm saying subconsciously, I think I'm being driven towards choosing him over McKenna because he's worked under Pep. McKenna also, if you pay
Coach,
attention to the fact that he's won the I think UK England's manager of the year, beating Pep Guardiola and Arteta to it. That's another point to pay attention to. And people are saying that tactically he's genius, but sometimes media can overhype somebody.
yeah.
So I don't.
Can I
Yeah.
just quickly say something? I think it's De Zerbi's Brighton led the turnover ratio. I saw the stats on it in the front third. I think
Mhm.
they were number one, and I think Chelsea were number two, but we had half the percentage of the conversion rates of turnovers. They were
Mhm.
far more clinical. So when you look at De Zerbi's numbers, actually in certain parts of the field, he basically, his numbers look really good on paper. That is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
thought I'd let you know. It was
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
quite
Yeah. I
impressive.
haven't seen it, but I'd like to see it too. Listen, that was why I was it a month ago or so when people were asking me if we should we decide to let Mauricio Pochettino go, who I'd like the club to hire. I told them I haven't started looking beyond Mauricio Pochettino because I'm not seeing the managers that I like out there. They aren't available. Even though there will be a lot of money, there will be manager turnovers in the summer, but they're all being linked with a particular club, and it was the reports at the time were suggesting that definitely they were joining a particular club. In the case of Hansi Flick, we've all known since that Barcelona wanted him, and he wanted to join Barcelona too, and now it's going to happen. Thomas Tuchel, we weren't too sure whether he'd come back or not. So, but it's everywhere.
Do you think Tuchel goes to United? I think so, huh?
It's a possibility. I think but let's see what happens. They're interested in McKenna too, but do I think they do? Because McKenna carries more risks than Thomas Tuchel, if we're being honest here. So maybe it depends on how
Who,
the owners want
McKenna?
to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he carries more risk than Thomas Tuchel, given that he hasn't coached in the Premier League but in the Championship, but he's done well. So the owners might well decide to go with McKenna, and we're hearing that they've spoken to his camp. Um, uh, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. And they've spoken with Thomas Tuchel, but not briefly. I can't remember quite remember the language that was used in that particular report. So I'll come back to the panel in a bit. Thank you. I appreciate you. Enjoy yourself. And all we ask of you is just to keep it civil. Yeah. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I'll be skipping quite a few who can do good job at Chelsea. There's no way to tell. All the managers carry a good risk, and we're not linked with any manager that you'd say for certain if it comes in, you expect them to win something. Or we're linked with up and coming managers. Even I get it at that. What's his name? Amorim. He won the Portuguese league. Yeah, that's huge. But he's gonna if we end up hiring him, he'd be joining the Premier League, which it's a different animal altogether.
Yeah,
For lack of
AVB,
better language.
right?
Yeah, exactly. AVP. Siaka is saying I heard from Sky News Chelsea will hire a new coach within a few days. That's cool. But I've also seen one. The target is to announce the manager by the first of the coming month.
Yeah, the end of next week, coach.
Yeah, next week. Yeah. Tango Rido, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. Could it be Xavi, the mystery guy? Listen. When I got the notification that Barcelona has told him that his last game will be the game against Sevilla. I think Sevilla maybe. I told people that watch the theory that he could be the mystery guy blossom. Yeah, and
What do you think about him if he coached Chelsea?
Tactically, I don't trust him. I would take McKenna over him. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, because I consider the championship to be physical.
Yeah, it is, but it's a lot less skillful. So that's the difference.
Because given the quality of players there. Yeah, so that's just my opinion anyway. Phil Beaver said it doesn't matter who's the manager, because if we don't work, he will be gone within 12 months. And if it doesn't work, okay. If it doesn't have a great start, you will be calling for him to go before Xmas. Oh yeah. Shocking, right? Before we get the rest of the stuff we have lined up here, I'm going to be skipping quite a lot of things here. Apologies to all of you in the chat. As much as I like to interact with you, sometimes time if we don't have time, it can lead to us not reading so much in the chat. Apologies, and that changes, we'll find a solution. But let's hear you. I want to hear from Jude. He's been waiting for me. You've been listening to everything we're saying. Where do you want to come in? You have the floor. Let's hear you before we look at the items we have lined up and compare the managers their records, points per game, how many games they play, winning percentages and all that. We have that lined up, but let's hear you. I'm gonna wait. It looks like Jude is struggling with his connection. Or to unmute. Are you there? Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, crystal clear. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Yeah, good morning to you, Coach. Good morning to everyone in the community. Good morning to everyone on the panel.
Good morning. And quickly, I just want to say I can sense you're still enjoying the birth of your daughter. Congratulations once again. You sound very happy. But
I'm happy. Yeah, and I'm also very stressed. You know, looking after the other ones while the mom is in the hospital.
I don't know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's something I haven't experienced.
Yeah, it's very tedious for me. Yeah. First of all, I would like to throw a question to Rogers, but he can respond to it later. I understand when you say that it's down to the players, but then remember we once had a Jose Mourinho that knows how to get into players' head and make them perform, and we've had different players talk about that. So let's put that aside. Then I want to appreciate the Cardinal, Archbishop, Bobby. I listened to his sermon this morning,
Okay.
and Bobby,
I didn't say that, but go ahead.
Bobby succeeded in convincing me. He succeeded in convincing me to settle down and accept the young profile. Yeah, everything he said makes sense very, very well. When you look at from now into the future, they make a lot of sense, and I agree that
And
things are
there's no
changing in
BUT.
football.
I was expecting you to say,
Eh,
but
eh,
go
eh,
ahead.
eh, yeah, but
Proceed.
I only thought because of the situation we are that we need somebody that can instill that winning mentality now. And let's get back to that track because it's like now we want to go on another ride that we're not sure if it's going to start well or if it's going to start poor and then catch up later. And then that might drag us to another situation whereby we'll be struggling to come up again next season. That's just the risk. So because based on that, initially I don't even like to talk about Amorim. I felt all of them are still below par. But based on that right now, based on all those points Bobby made, if I'm to consider any of those managers now, I think I would prefer him to anybody based on his winning percentage, a little bit of mentality of winning, what do they call it? Winning trophies. Even though you stated it the other time that we had AVB, AVB came to Chelsea. AVB even came with better credentials. He won UEFA Cup. You understand? After the Portuguese league, he won UEFA Cup, so he had a better credentials than Amorim. But they are not two personality though, because if AVB was really cut out for football, he won't be driving sport cars up and down right now. People that are really cut out for football, you see, it's part of them. They want to stay in there and fight. So not like I'm judging him, but I just feel maybe it just worked for him. It doesn't mean it's gonna go that way for Amorim. But the way it is now, we are in a lot of problem because if the new coach comes, first of all, is he going to be able to get the players on board to start working? Because the way things are going, it looks now like, the team wants to recruit players, but we know that's why I respect what Bobby said when he said the era of Galactico coaches has ended. Because if you look at it, there's no high profile coach that will let you just pick players for him, and then that looks like what they do in in high school, where you just bring in and the coach will just make them know how to play. These big guys want to win, and they don't have time for all that. So if that is where we are going now, well, we understand that's where the football is going. But I was thinking we would have needed somebody of high profile for 1-2 seasons, just to keep us on that on the motion, and then we get a young person to take over from there. When those guys will have been high on winning steroids, not like now where they are still trying to get into that something. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that contribution right there. I will come back to the panel in a bit, if you guys don't mind. Nice to see you again, Toby. Ooh, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular morning. And Tobeho here is saying the return of the Lampard. Bring him back. Bring him back. I think he deserves the chance. He wasn't given a good time. He wasn't given good, he wasn't given good enough time. Had kids and didn't sign too many players. So let's give him another chance. You never know. So I'm gonna move on. Let's address what we have here as quickly as possible. I'm not sure. Why is my window so slow like this? We've talked about Hansi Flick joining Barcelona, and the next item we have here. Just give me a second. More on Chelsea and Estevo's deal. One part of 25 million euros add-ons package could be already activated, while Estevo will play for Palmeiras next season. So he'd be okay. He will be on loan there practically. Main part remains based on Estevo's performance at Chelsea. 40 million euros fixed. 25 million euros add-ons confirmed, considered easy to reach given how good he is. Okay, I hope he'd be able to reach that, to reach it. All for good. What else do we have here? The third item here. Give me 1 second here. Palmeiras manager complaining. He's saying, I hope Chelsea won't sign any other player from us. I hope they will let us alone. Please give us a break. Here we go. Confirmed. So practically the deal is done. This just confirms that, yeah, we signed Estavo Willian. And so he's just complaining that he's gone and hoping that we don't sign any other player from them. Chelsea and Brighton both confident of convincing Kieran McKenna to take their managerial vacancies. I don't know if I were McKenna. If Chelsea, if I see an opportunity at Chelsea, I'd take it rather than Brighton. But that is my opinion anyway. I'm not McKenna. Maybe, probably, chances are he'd feel like if in fact the two clubs are interested in getting him to put pen to paper to becoming their new managers, I think chances are he'd feel like he'd probably give him more opportunity at Brighton. That is just me speculating, of course. I don't know who Nick. How do you pronounce that last name? Purewall or Purewell? I think Purewall. I'm not sure. Let me just try to pronounce his name and move on. And here saying Chelsea to interview Enzo Maresca as new Chelsea manager. Such hot up. I can't say I like him. I can't say I don't like him. But I've told you the reason why subconsciously I'm leaning towards selecting him, choosing him over McKenna, but it's not up to me. I'm just saying, and I've explained probably because he's worked on that Pep and all that, blah, 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 everything I've talked about. Saying, I think it's Ruben Amorim or Roberto De Zerbi. I'm confused. I'm not certain who it's going to be. Lampard was the coach that got us third place. Yeah, that's a huge achievement, irrespective of what you think of him. But we do usually, it's our thing to expect too much of a manager, irrespective of the condition that they're working under. Did you know if you order Pochettino in a cafe, a cappuccino will be served? Just go away. The barista on the seat cappuccino is what you intend to order. Yeah, thank you so much for that. But just leave me alone this morning. I'm not in the mood for a joke, really. I'm not joking. I'm just waiting my dinner, but I will come on the panel, no problem. Yeah, if you can come on as soon as possible, I don't have too much, so you can take over when I leave. Dante out indeed. I'm all in for that one. I will follow your podcast. Nicholas, yeah, please do that. Let's help him grow. We're selfless here. That's why we're growing together. And we're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers. This year, what does he read? Let's see what it says. Okay, yeah, hit the like button, people. 48 likes. We can do much better than that. Please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Lampard will only go back as your manager if every other possible manager turns the job down. And I don't see, again, if the managers we want. Let's be as specific as possible there. AC Milan coach is available. We're not interested in him. Let me just say that clearly. It doesn't look like we want him. Just talking to someone there. Let's see anything else. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Does not want. If you're using a mobile device, it's going to be really difficult. I'm sorry. Anything else to address? Okay, there you go. So we've talked about this one. Then we go to the next one. Sorry, it has to refresh. Kieran McKenna is believed to be the front runner as Chelsea target a quick appointment. And that's according to Nizar Kinsella. That's as close as to being a Chelsea aligned journalist that one can be. So I'm inclined to believe this. Now, some of the reports are saying that close friends to McKenna is suggesting that he would take the Manchester United job if they offer it to him. But it's everywhere now. We're not certain what's going to happen. So let's start looking at the numbers for this managers. This is Ruben Amorim. He's played at Sporting CP. He's played 182 matches in total. He won 128 of them, drawn 27, lost 27, and he has a 70% winning percentage. Average points earned per game is 2.3 points. That's not easy. He's done really well for himself. And at also the other club that he's coached before, what's it called? Come on, why is this not working? I'm trying to highlight it so that it shows me the name. Give me 1 second here. So he has 73% win rate. But he Braga B was where he started. At Braga B, he won 8, drew 2, lost 1. Not a bad result, really. Why he didn't last there, I don't know. Let me see. Get Ten Hag for yourself there, Chimera. Is this serious? I don't want him. Breaking news: Jose Mourinho has become the favorite for the Chelsea job. Standard Sport. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't want him, but if the owners get him, I think it says a lot about what the fact that they want to win, which means they've realized they have to stabilize the ship and then sail to wherever they want to sail. If that makes sense. In a bit, we'll be taking your questions there. I don't know how soon Constantine Dante can come up, but yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. Yeah. So why Standard Sport is reporting that he's not the favorite to take over, I honestly do not know. So I'm confused. This whole thing is everywhere right now. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Amorim, we've looked at this record. Then let's go to who's next? Who do we have next? Thomas Frank. Brentford, 273 matches for them. Won 117, drawn 63, lost 93. Winning percentage 43%. So Amorim still leads him in that. And then at what other club is this? Yeah, go ahead. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, that's another factor to pay attention to. Yeah, at where's this club? Probably must be a Denmark club. He had a winning percentage of 45%. At the other club, he has 83% win. What? That's Denmark under 19. Okay, he played just 5 games, so the not enough sample size. Okay, for Denmark under 17, 1 game, 3 games in total. Drew one, lost two. Okay, but even in England, it is 43%. For me, that's not enough. I don't know, but it makes sense what Roger talked about there to compare what they had to work with in the league. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. But it's still important we look at it to know what they're able to do with what it tells us what they're able to do with what they have. Hmm. Let's see what else we have. We have Kieran. He's played 133 game at Ipswich. He won 76, drawn 36, and lost 21. Not bad, 57%. Not bad. And the championship isn't an easy competition. And I did see something. I did see something suggesting that not a lot of clubs, not him, but in the case of let's say Maresca, not a lot of clubs get relegated and come back immediately. I don't know if you've seen that, Roger. Yeah. So Maresca, let's see his record at Man City, 71% win percent, but that's Man City, I think B team. What team? Let me see. This thing is not showing. Okay. Man City under 23, he won 17, drew 5, lost 2, 73%. Then Man City, he switched to Man City Academy. 1, 2. What's the difference between the two, Roger? Uh, are you on the panel? Holy shoot, Roger it wasn't on the panel. But it's fine now. What is the difference between academy and under 23s?
I think I'm assuming the age difference. I think you can be up to a certain age for the academy, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So for with the academy, 50% win, 50, yeah, win rate is 50%, and with Parma Kaiser, just how many games in total? That's 9, 14 games in total, 29% win rate. He won four, drew five, lost five. So, but at Leicester City, that's where he did really well. Leicester City, he played how many games in total? I think 53 matches there. He won 36, drew 4, lost 13, 68% win percentage, averaging 2.1 points per game. He did well as Leicester City. I thought he was going to run away with it, but at one point they started dropping
Yeah,
points, maybe because indeed he got injured and we took Cesare Casade. But Roger, go ahead. You can you say everything you said again? How this is more like comparing apples to oranges. That it's irrelevant. I
yeah.
want you to say that
Well,
because it looks like when you spoke at the time, people weren't hearing you.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, because basically,
It's my fault. I didn't switch the windows. But go
ah,
ahead.
okay. Listen, when you're a manager of a newly promoted side, you're not going to have too much of a budget, generally speaking. And for the vast majority of time, I know Forest was the exception, but they paid the price, right? They spent too much and they got hit for it. But your main objective is to stay up. So you're going to, generally speaking, you have far less quality players, and more importantly, you're going to be far more pragmatic because you're trying to stay in the league. You're trying to reach 40 points. You're not trying to win the league. You know, I think the last team that actually got promoted and won the league the next year was Nottingham Forest, and then the following year they won the Champions League. So when you hear about Leicester being an amazing thing, they won the league. No, it's nothing. They Nottingham Forest got promoted, won the first division, which is our Premier League, and then won the Champions League the following season and the following season after that. So, and that's when they were up against an amazing Liverpool team. But those days are gone. You know, it's very hard for a promoted team to stay up. I mean, yeah, the last three teams, the worst in history, I believe. But generally speaking, you have one that will stay up on average to two. And it's just a matter of survival. And so these coaches, they don't have the deep pockets that the established teams do, especially the top 6 to top 8. And so when you're comparing a manager that's just been promoted, like a Frank, you know, it's pretty hard to compare them to an established Premier League manager in that regard, because it's apples to oranges, really. It really is. Can you hear me, Coach?
I can hear you, Roger. I muted myself because I was turning the coffee, stirring the coffee. Maybe I'm not sure what's the most correct language there. But here's the thing. I think it makes sense, and I've learned. But still, some people will want to see that. I think it tells us
Sure.
maybe knowing you can say their winning percentage compared to what they had to work with tells you a
Sure.
lot about.
I'll give you a really good example, Coach. It's like when
Mhm.
I mentioned Southgate and the German Hansi Flick. A lot of
Mhm.
people in the chat I was reading a few minutes ago, it's like, well, England had a better team. It's funny when you're defending a manager, he doesn't have the players, but when you're criticizing a manager, oh, it's the manager's fault. It's I'm tongue in cheek, so to speak, but you get that's a generic statement basically, and there's some validity to that. I'm not denying that, but you get the gist though. It's like certain people that don't like. I'm not saying, Keyshawn, that you're intimating that, but certain people that don't like Poch. Well, guess what? He wasn't good enough, but they don't mention that the players or the injuries, etc. I find it quite amusing. You know, you can take two sides of that and generically cut and paste that. I just find that amusing. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bobby, you want to comment, but just give me 1 second here. Breaking news: Enzo Fernandez and Thiago Silva never said anything about Pochettino leaving. Listen, I was paying attention to who said and he did say, but I didn't want to make it the topic, really. I don't think it makes sense. Chances are they were the ones that are pained the most that he's leaving. Definitely not Thiago Silva. After all, he's leaving. People deal with such situation differently. People, for instance, let me use the term, people mourn differently. You never know. Some people aren't into, you could say, expressing their feelings or given a certain situation in public. Some are just not like that. So let's just move on from that. And Tobeho, stop bringing up controversies here. Just go away, man. But you know I love you, bro. Always nice to. Let's see what else you have here. Bobby, anything else you want to talk about? And Carlington is in the
Yeah.
house. Carlington says it seems when the championship side
Ah,
manager became
God.
the top candidate of a Chelsea job, our club is going nowhere. I remember you said that. You're entitled to your opinion.
You,
Here's the thing, it's a risk. It could go either way. It could turn out to be the best decision they've ever made. And how do we even confirm that they even serious about hiring McKenna or Enzo Maresca? We don't know. It could turn out to be the worst decision ever. There's always a risk, no matter the manager you hire. no matter what. I again,
The,
it's just also judging on this, given what managers has won, it gives us a bit of, you can say, it help mitigates our concern with regards to hiring a new manager. The fact that the manager has won certain things somewhere. But go ahead with what you were saying, Bobby. Sorry,
yeah, you always invite me to talk, then shut me up again, and I'm like
because I don't like
in
you, and you
limbo.
know,
Yeah,
right?
I know, you just got that infamy like that. But listen, this issue of manager, look, I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. What I am saying is that that is the way the wind is blowing, not just for Chelsea, but for many other top clubs. And the rate limiting step to all this that people tend to overlook is the financial regulations. You know,
Mhm.
we are this summer going into step one of a revised PSR financial regulation. And by next summer, step two will be the aggregate salary caps, which for a club that's just about to build a new stadium and go through some relatively strong financial pressures due to that, we need to watch ourselves. Not that we cannot afford to do these things, because, as I always maintain, Blueco can definitely stand its own in the financial market. They are money, that's their stock in trade. But there are restrictions. And based on that, these owners and their prudence in business have looked at things. They always look at things thoroughly. They looked at FFP thoroughly. Hence, they came up with ways to work within the regulations that nobody else really thought about. Now they are looking at the whole managerial structure. Now, I don't know what must have been said in their meeting with Pochettino for him to decide he couldn't continue, and for them to decide, well, it's not worth him continuing. The detail of that may never be known, or may only be known XYZ down the line. But it
Yeah.
is what it is, and we are where we are. And they've looked at this thing as long as, along with many other clubs in top flight football, and they've said to themselves, look, as part of our financial special measures in order to meet up with the new regulations coming in, everything has to be looked at. Our player purchases, which Chelsea is very clearly doing with the youth profile of players that they are buying, our salaries in terms of uh, uh, um, wage structures, which I know not everybody is going to get away with all these big salaries, then that is coming to an end as well. Very, very few clubs can sustain that within regulation. And I can assure you that many clubs, including the high earners like Man United, and to a certain extent, even Real Madrid, are going to start cutting their cloth. I think after Mbappe this summer, through which they're already saving money by not having to pay his a transfer. I don't see Madrid really doing any other business unless they sell people or offload people from their salaries bill, like your Tony Cruz of this world and Luka Modric. Then you can see them making moves. But everything has to be pragmatically done. And having said this, the sporting directors have looked at other clubs and they've said to themselves, look, even the high and mighty Pep Guardiola would not be Pep Guardiola if he was not at clubs where he could go to the ownership ATM and buy whatever he wanted. Let's just keep it real. How many of these so called great managers would be so great if they didn't have these great teams to play with? Now, within the parameters of utilizing those great teams, they have done remarkably well. Yes, they've got very good tactical nous. They know how to do this and do that. But Even Ancelotti has shown you throw him into a mid table Everton and he will struggle, as he has done. You take Pep Guardiola and give him Brentford, they won't be winning 4 Premier Leagues in a row. I can tell you that for nothing. So, what these guys have said is that it's not all about the manager, expensive manager, and his expensive demands and his expensive coaching itinerary. It is about the club. So they have taken the club structure as to be the yardstick. And they believe that the manager is a coach. And if you have a good coach, you can produce the outcomes of the Galacticos manager without having the huge expenditure that comes with that. Now, is that the right thing to do? Time will tell. And the taste will certainly be in the eating of the pudding. Is that the wrong thing to do? I don't know. Time will also tell. But that's where we are. That's what's happening. And that's what we must accept. And that's what, as fans, and that's what we are all sort of wait and see. Let's watch and see what happens. Now, if history has ever taught us anything about Chelsea Football Club, is that we are the experts of the pioneer. We pioneer things. We always have done since the creation of the club back in its foundation years of 1905. And when the group of West Londoners sat in the Butcher's Hook Club in 1879 to come up with the idea of the then London United, which was the first name of Chelsea, by the way, before it became, I think, Chelsea Athletic and then Chelsea Football Club. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of ancient history there for you. So, look, I don't know. I'm not going to panic about this because I know we've got people being paid big bucks to make the right decisions. And this is a watershed moment for them. They've got to get this one right. So I'm not going to feel that pressure for them. That pressure is all on them. They got rid of Poch. They've walked down this road. They've got to come out the other end smelling of roses. Now, do I believe they can? Yes, I do. I think there's a lot of pragmatism in this. They've been very pragmatic in a lot of the things they've done in the club. I don't see this as any different. They fell flat on their face with Graham Potter. I think he was one a bit too expensive with his entire coaching staff that he brought along. And two, he wasn't quite that right person that we thought he would be, that would take the players and train them on the training ground. Now, to be fair to him, he had all the wrong players. Many of them wanting to leave, many of them not really up to it in the Premier League, and the rest is history. But I can see what these guys are doing. A good tactical coach who will coach the team, come up with the tactics, and not be bothered about, oh, I need this player, I need that player, but will look at the team before he takes the job and will say, okay, I can work with this. I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I really do.
Bobby, I think what you've said is spot on, old bean. But I also think that this next coach, he has to be able to relate to the amount of youth in this team. There's
Oh,
hardly any
definitely.
veterans. He has to be able to inspire them,
That's why they
motivate
that's
them.
That's why they're going down this route. They feel, and their interview process will reveal, they feel that they will need a, dare I say it, Pochettino type communicator. Because
Yeah,
if Pochettino was good at anything, it was his relationships with the
He- he-
players.
yeah.
That
He's
that
a man manager, isn't he?
Yeah, that is his expertise. Now, these guys or whoever gets the job is going to have to do that, and I think that's all part of the JD. He has to convince them with what he says that he can do that. All this new um, rumor going around that is Jose Mourinho, and I can't see what Jose would ever say that will convince anybody that he's not going to just go and upset these children because they are children. But if somebody like when um, what's his name? That's now at PSG. Oh gosh, what's his name, man? That guy that's now at PSG, the old Barcelona, Enrique. When Luis
Oh yeah,
Enrique
yeah.
was rumored to have come for his interview with an entire PowerPoint presentation about what he's going to do with the players. I mean, how much of that is true, I don't know. But a guy that knows how to work with youth will come and say and sell his stock. He will be able to say, okay, you've got a set piece coach. I will leave that to him. Well, super obviously overseeing what he's doing tactically. I'm just giving an example. Okay, you've brought this person in from Chelsea. Yeah, I know how I'll work with him. He understands the culture of the club. These will be the tools I will use to get into the player's head. One thing we have to understand is that these boys are all professional footballers. That's the path they've chosen. Yes, they like Pochettino, but they understand all full and well that they're in the big league now. This happens. They know this. So no matter how much they would have loved Poch and all that, part of them will be looking forward to impressing the new guy. It would be a new challenge for some, not many, because I think a lot of the team is set. It'll be a new challenge for some, and an encouragement to others. People like Chalobah and Gallagher may well find this new guy will come in and say, hey, look, these guys are just too important to sell. And the club may say, okay, who knows? We don't know what will happen. One thing I did read and I did put on X, and I got attacked by someone for saying it. And I was like, whoa, don't shoot the messenger. But this is something that could well be a big decision for the for the new coach. The big call might be, will he continue with the captainship as we have it now? That is going to be a skill because these guys are quote
Reese.
unquote, yeah, injury prone. Will he come and change the Chelsea captainship? Because if there's any time to do it, now is the time. And the vice captainship. Because if he stays with them, that's it. He's done. He has to stay with them. But this is the time he can come in and say, look, guys, I've looked at everybody's injury record and I want my captain to have the best injury record. So on that basis, Reese, yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
it's
big
true though.
call.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
on that basis, Reese, you're still my best player. I might have you as vice captain, but I want my captain there all the time. Now, Reese might not like that, and I suspect he probably won't, but it depends how you sell it to him. These are the things I'm looking at to see whether this guy has really got his teeth into into the players. Because if you have a young manager come in and do that, to me, that's a very, very big acid test. And that's going to take some skill because he's got to keep Reece James on not feeling he's been demoted, and I don't know if he'll do this, but I'm just saying these are the big challenges that will come with the job. Now, left to me, if I was that guy, I would do it. How? I'm not sure. How I'll get into Reese's head to make him understand he can't be my captain anymore. The best way will be, look, son, look at your injury record. Let's keep you away from this and just keep you as our top guy. Will that work? I don't know. So look, it's a big job. Let's be under no illusions.
Yeah, coach has gone out drinking with the lads. He's at the bar right now. No, he's gone
Yeah.
to take his kids to school.
Oh right. So
So
it's handed over to
it's just
yours
Bill and
because
Bill
I
and
was
Bob,
talking,
the
right?
flower pot men, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because I wish he was here. I'll tell him that. I'll say it's because I'm talking that he's run off. He doesn't like
No, not
saying.
at all. So I can ask you, Bobby. I'm really
Yeah.
interested. What if you were hiring someone? What are the most important aspects of a manager? Because a manager has to tick so many boxes. Would you
Yes.
say it's his tactical acumen? Would you say it's how he can relate and inspire a team? Um, is it the way he can command people? I don't know. What would you say? Or are they all equal in your estimation?
Well, if I was sat on the interview panel in this um, process,
Hmm.
I would look at his one, just as they're doing, his willingness to work within the club plan. And that will come with the questions he asks about the club plan. That's number one. Number two, I'll look at the tactical acumen. Is this guy a one trick pony? Is he only going to come and forever play with a back three? Is he only, will can he switch to a back four? What is his tactics in game? That doesn't necessarily have anything to do with his winning record, but you can see somebody that has ability when he's up against it. What does he do when he goes down to 10 men? How does he relate to players? Does this guy have an idea that is coming in to work with some of the best young players in the world? What are his plans? What's his vision? What does he want to do? What does he think he can do? What does he expect from being at Chelsea? Because this is not just any old job. This is a job you've got to come into and you've got to start winning. These guys want top four next season.
Yeah.
Do you think you can achieve that? That is a big question.
Well,
Now,
I
if he,
think only, and that's a big if, only if this team can remain relatively healthy.
well, that would be the sort of answer I'll be looking for. If he says something like that, then I'll look at him as somebody serious because that is real. You don't have a team, you can't go anywhere. But he said, look, if I can keep them fit, then the next question might be, well, what are your suggestions to keep your team fit? What would you do? And he might turn around and say, well, I will introduce certain aspects to my training regime that will enhance their fitness. And you say what those things are. Then you talk about your communication with the medical team. And, there is so much, these are big interviews.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy process. But I part of me admires the innovation. I'm,
Do you know
I'm, I'm
what though,
always
Bobby?
one.
Do you know
Yeah,
what though? I'm scared that if we get a relatively unknown, someone that is relatively young and has paid his dues, let's say that, where he's worked in
which
the
is what they
championship.
want.
Yeah, it looks like it. And it doesn't work. It falls flat on his face, like a la Potter, for instance. You know that the
Mm,
fan base are going to come after him. They're going to say they chose a yes, Mr. Coach with no experience, doesn't
mm.
have. They're going to get listen. They're going to get crucified if they get
And
an
the
elite
ownership
coach.
as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't. But I'm going to tell you, it's we after we had Potter, everyone was saying we need someone that's established, that is a proven winner. Well, now we're reverting back to this new. I don't really like this expression, but
Mm,
hipster coach, so to speak, and I just don't like that expression. But it
mm,
denotes some negativity, but I don't mean it in that context. It's
mm,
like if we do get an unproven coach at this level, okay, and
mm.
it doesn't work, there's going to be a huge backlash. We have to take that into consideration also. Do you not see that?
Oh, I do. I do. I mean, crikey, look at how they were with Pochettino. The Chelsea, the current fan base are very fickle, very they whinge a lot about anything and everything. You could be ripping up trees and somebody will be whinging about you. So definitely, if they go for a young hipster coach and it doesn't work, my goodness me, there will be an onslaught on the ownership, on everybody and anybody. For sure, we know who we're dealing with. There's no answer to that. First of all, we have to see who they get to
Yeah.
start off with. Um, you know, it's
Do you believe?
rumored.
Do you believe most of these reports, or these pure clickbait?
I think some of them are clickbait.
Yeah.
Definitely some of them are clickbait. Big up, JC. I believe I'm just responding to his post. I believe some of them are clickbait. Of course they are. We know where we are. We know, anything that is a story, there will be those that will exaggerate it. Like we've got now Jose Mourinho's favorite for the job. I mean, that would surprise me. That
Yeah,
would surprise me a
yeah.
great deal because
But
he's
you know
just,
what, though?
it's
You know what?
possible,
Yeah,
but
you know what? It would very much surprise me. But then again, it wouldn't because I have no idea what's coming next.
no,
Zero.
we don't. No, no, exactly. You've taken the words right out of my mouth. Exact. It would surprise me, but then again, it wouldn't because
Ju- ju-
anything can happen with these guys.
Okay, let's touch this. Let's touch on this subject. Do you think, honestly, let's say hypothetically, Mourinho is back, Mourinho
Mhm.
3.0. Do you think he succeeds, or does it blow up in his face? Ass-
Oh, Mourinho.
Assuming that he's not going to be able to get too many veterans in, which you know he's going to be screaming for. But let's say
Mm,
the most part we get a centre back, a number 9, and I don't know, maybe one other player, maybe a defensive midfielder. I don't know. But how do you think he does? Do you think he can motivate this team? Listen, he's a big personality. He's the type of person when he enters the room, everyone shuts up and listens, right?
mm.
Do you think he can relate to these very youthful players, or do you think he'll lose them?
Well, that's a big question. I mean, in if
That's why
in the
they pay me the big
hypothetical,
bucks.
if in the hypothetical Jose comes back, one,
Yeah,
he would have convinced the owners to spend on some
level.
some level and perhaps on
I
some
just don't see that
maturity.
happening, mate.
I don't, because that's, I don't. But anyway, let's just go hypothetical.
Sure, sure.
He would have done that, and they would bring in at least one or two mature players to start off with. Now, if someone like John Terry can tell you when he was inaugurated in the Hall of Fame and he got a call from Jose that he
Yeah.
was still nervous to speak to him, that shows the level of intimidation he has over his players. Now, these are tough, mentally and physically tough people like John Terry.
I
A lot
think
of these,
JT would be on the staff. I think he may be his number one.
well, it would be nice, but the problem here is that a lot of these children, I don't know how they can deal with that sort of regiment, that sort of person who won't think twice about pulling you off before half time like he did to Joe Cole
Sure.
if you're not doing what he tells you. I just don't see it. I think it will be too much. They're a young team. They're too
How
young.
would the fan base embrace having Jose back? Do you think? I think he's a fan favorite.
Well, initially he will
Yeah,
be welcomed because of what he's done for us. But I think after he's upset the team, he people will, out of respect for him, they may not fully turn on him, but he will definitely sour. um Eric Tinghouse has, oh,
yeah,
after the FA Cup, yeah, I know they'll
yeah.
sack
He's a
him.
dead man walking, isn't he?
He sure is, he sure is. So, Jose is a bit too far now in terms of the, if we want to go back to the Galacticos coaches thing. If a conversation is had and an agreement is reached, Thomas Tuchel could well come back. Why do I say this? Thomas Tuchel has worked with youngsters at Dortmund
Mm.
and did very well. And I think, where was he before Dortmund? I've forgotten where it was, but he worked with youngsters there as well.
Do you think he's burnt
Um,
his bridge though with these owners? I know it's the sporting directors now that are
yeah,
quote unquote hiring and firing, theoretically on paper at least. But do you think
yeah.
do you think they may interject the owners and say no, he's not even eligible, or do you
Well,
think they're open to it?
the owners will have the final say, and he will come to interview. And the owners would know, at the time parted ways with Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel was going through a lot of very serious
Sure,
personal issues.
yeah, he
And
was,
anybody that has been through divorce would understand that the trauma and emotional disposition it
especially with
puts.
his daughter, right, or daughters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially as a man, all the cards are stacked against you, and you are left in a very, very isolated situation. So the trauma of that alone would make you behave in a slightly uncharacteristic way.
And weren't
That
they
could be a
living in
mitigating
Germany? They were
circumstance.
back in Germany, right? So that makes it even worse, right?
Well, there you go. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's unlikely, but it's not impossible. I don't know. But honestly, if truth be told, my feeling, my gut feeling, is the candidates most likely to sail through is either one of Amarin
Mm.
or De Zerbi. I just have this feeling that that's what they really would want. Now, if I see a JT with either of those guys, I'll have a bit more confidence. Not that, they can't do the job without him, but I, if they are not going to allow the new coach to come in with his itinerary of coaches, maybe bring one more person with him if they must. But this thing that Graham Potter did, where he brought the whole of Brighton's backroom staff, that's not happening at Chelsea anymore. you know. So I'm hoping Chelsea, as they have bought the set piece coach, will then bring in their own coaches, who I'm hoping will be Chelsea people. Maybe I'm hoping for too much, but we'll see.
Well, Win Stanley came from Brighton, right?
Yeah,
Um, and listen, I'm brightened out. I really am.
we all are, aren't we? I mean,
I'm not really high on
Potter
De Zerbi.
traumatized us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what though? When you look at his stats, I saw a video about his stats at the end of the year, and he ticks all the boxes that Chelsea are looking for: a young manager, a
Mm,
progressive manager, a possession orientated. I
mm.
mean, he, the
So
the
does
amount of
Enzo Maresca. Only Enzo is
yeah, but he has
possession,
got
possession, and nothing else.
for Leicester, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the fan base aren't happy with him.
Well,
Apparently,
they won't be. Neither will Ipswich fan base. But he is quite. I wouldn't count him out. You know why? Because Leicester have problems. They're coming into the Premier League with a potential points deduction over their head.
yeah, yeah.
There are lots of issues there, and he's primed or primed to walk. So he's gettable for sure. Is he what they want with his one-dimensional way of playing? I don't know. I don't know if he is one-dimensional. He seems that way. But yeah, De Zerbi is very high up there. Don't get me wrong. I fear that. I've
Would you be
always said that.
welcome? Would you be okay with him at the helm?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's on this platform. Somebody spoilt my mind for him when they said that he was talking about, only being focused on entertainment.
Yeah,
That's
something
not,
I remember that. Yeah,
that's not a Chelsea thing, and that put me right off,
yeah, yeah. I
right
remember
off.
that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
and
after Christmas, right? He said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and since then, my bias against him has been immense, and it hasn't helped that. Well, it
The
helped
the one
us.
th- the one thing I do like about him is his players love playing for him. Apparently,
Well,
he's
there you go.
yeah. I don't know. He's
And
passionate.
he's played with Modric. He's coached Modric. He's coached Caicedo. He's
Yeah,
not.
he ticks a lot of boxes when you look at it.
Hmm.
I think he's got to be one of the front runners. I really do.
I think so as well. I didn't really want to, but I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I don't know. I've got mixed emotions about him, to be honest with you. That and the fact he comes from a certain club that we cannot get out of our rear mirror, can we? We really
It's
can't.
it's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like their feed. They are the Chelsea feeder club. Actually,
they're like a shadow.
sorry, Roger.
Yeah,
I forgot my nurse has just come in, so I have to be rigged up for my treatment. I
no
don't know.
problem, mate.
Is there nobody else here? Nobody's else
No, it's
because I
okay.
would
We
have
we can
booked on again.
terminate. Listen, your health comes first, mate. Okay,
Yeah, I've got. I actually I
as
completely
I'm sure you've
forgot.
been lectured constantly.
No, she's looking at me, and
I
I
totally
know.
understand, old bean. Totally understand. Listen, you look after your health first, and that's all that matters.
Listen, we will catch up definitely on more platforms, and they say end of next week, right? It's going to be a very interesting
Apparently,
time. But I have to leave you to close out the show.
you got it. Bobby, always a pleasure. I cannot state that enough, Albin. And I'd
God
like to
bless.
thank everyone in the chat, obviously, everybody.
Yeah, I'm
There's
coming. Sorry,
too
God
many.
bless you, bro. See.
You too, mate. So thank you ever so much, everyone. And I look forward to talking with Coach once more. And thank you, Coach, for always providing this platform. All joking aside, we really appreciate it. And good day to everyone. Hope everyone has a great day.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, In the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say, in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get